Hi everybody, Curran Murphy here again from Custom Audio Mutation. Just wanted to show off one of the newest additions, I think, to the Custom Audio Mutation amplifier line. I am having some fun with the idea of doing classic vintage recreation amps. So like JCM 800s, 1959 Super Lead Plexis, and then offering like super crazy modified versions of those amps as well. So, like, you know, I call them super mods because I do all my typical super ridiculous high gain. I add effects loops, diode clipping, all the good fun stuff that a lot of old Marshalls have been abused with. So instead of purchasing a $4,000 JCM 800 and then bringing it to a guy like me to modify it, you can buy a brand new with a warranty from me amp for half the price or less and pick the mods that you want. It's kind of spilling over now into this interesting little amp that I have right here. This is started as a Mojotone kit. So it's the box, a Mojotone speaker, the chassis, and the highboy transformers that Mojotone gets made for them. I took this, it's a 5E3 Tweed Deluxe circuit, and I designed in a bunch of mods that I wanted to do that I got off of Robinette's website. Go to his website for all you tube amp nerds like me. Great information, great insight, no bullshit, no snake oil, smoke and mirrors. It's good stuff. So this amp, I built its turret board construction, handmade by me here in Ohio. And it's got the traditional 5E3 Tweed Deluxe channel, which is the bright channel on here. Then I've done a thing, it's a Robinette mod where I cascade, so drive one tube into the next, for more of a rock crunch plexi JCM 800 thing. I'm going to show you all the cute little fun things that this does. And again, all of these mods, you know, I'm not like a super genius. I like building tube amps and then modding them and making them do what I want to do. That's it. So all of the mods in here are a mishmash and a combination of many different things, and they're all from Robinette's website. So I'm not a super genius putting black goop on anything or claiming any kind of bullshit that I invented this. Fuck you, I didn't do any of that. I've just implemented it all into something that I like and I think other people like too, which is why I have pretty good luck selling my amps to people all over the country. Anyway, let's start. So, the classic Tweed 5E3, this is a Paul Reed Smith McCarty, kind of low gain rock and roll pickups. I'm going to put it in the single coil setting, and we're just going to start there. Nice, cute, clean, adorable Fender tone. It doesn't fart out. There's a little bit of grit getting in there. The volume control for the bright channel, which is typically the one that everyone plugs into on these things, if they're not jumpering them, is at about 3. I'll put it at 3. There you go. And the tone control is at high and noon. So we can add, obviously, you know, as we turn that tone control up, we start to drive certain parts of the circuit better. You get a little more grit. I'm going to put it on the humbucker. Start driving it with a humbucker, one of the big complaints on the old 5E3s was they don't play very nice with humbucking pickups. They get kind of squirrely sounding. So I've smoothed a lot of that out. Gain staging, a couple just tweaks to taste for Curran. That's all. Nothing magical. The other complaint that tweed amps, or these tweeds have, and I actually think it's more about the phase inverter not being able to survive the signal abuse. It has a special kind of phase inverter that is not super popular in tube amps because it swamps out and pukes out. But I just put a tube screamer. This is an Ibanez tube screamer. They're like about 120 bucks on Sweetwater. All the controls at high. So that's tube screamer, just using a battery, no power supply. With the microphone on the cabinet, the noise floor is really, really low. That's part of like the grounding scheme that I did, and then I beefed up the filtering. I added extra filtering, like one of my heroes, Mr. Andy Fuch does. Well, I think he does. I don't know for certain, but he does a Dumble Tweedledee, and the Dumble Tweedledee has an extra stage of filtering and beefed up filtering, like double the filtering. So requires a couple things: different rectifier tube and another capacitor, and then properly grounding. But it makes the amp much more firm in the bottom end, doesn't fart out and swamp out and bog out. So that's what I got going on in here. Yeah, Mr. Andy Fuchs, he makes an incredible 5E3 tweed with like the vintage aging and all that. Oh my God, it's so cool. So big shout out to him. He's been very helpful to me learning about tube amps and stuff on the internet and everything. And yeah, so again, I'm not reinventing the wheel, just putting my own tread on it. That's all. Anyway, so that is our clean channel, and then of course we can really. I'm going to put this at high noon. That's at high noon, and then I put in a cute little thing. It's I call it a raw dog control. All it does is it takes the tone stack, or the tone control out of the circuit, which boosts the signal going into the rest of the amp. So a little more. Drop in gain and volume and kick in the tube screamer. And that's the tube screamer on and off. So you can, that's with the raw dog out and volume at high noon. So we can push things even further. I'm going to go up to, what the hell, 10 or 11. The thing is, when you get to a certain point with these little vintage tube combos is they don't really get louder. They get more saturated and squished, which gives you a lot of cool sustain and compression and all kinds of fun shit. So the raw dog is still out. I got the volume for the bright channel on 10.5. So it is got all the cool classic fwankas in there. Just kicked in the tube screamer there at the end, just to give you an idea of what you can do with it live, what you can do with it in the studio. Rolling down the volume control, now you're talking about dynamics from the guitar. The amp is still wanting and ready to sing, but you feel the dynamic of how you play. Before I go into the next channel, it's a 2-channel amp. It's not foot switchable because that would, in my mind, kind of betray the coolness of the single-channel amp, putting relays and stuff in there. So I am, let's see here. Yeah, okay, that's off. I'm going to show you another thing that I installed. It's a tweak to the Cathodyne phase inverter. So I can either have it as a traditional Cathodyne. I can remove one of the bypass cap in the Cathodyne, which reduces gain and signal. And then I can also integrate what they call negative feedback in the circuit, which cleans up the amp even further. It adds your traditional Fender Deluxe, Tweed Deluxe Adventure. Then it gives you 2 more options for different styles of amp. I'm gonna put the tone control back in. And I brought the volume on the bright channel down to 8. So it was up like 11, something like that. sucked in here. Tube screamers off. So this switch, it's a three-way switch. It's in the back here. So everything you've been hearing has been traditional deluxe. I just switched out the cap in the Cathodyne phase inverter. Put it back in. So you can hear the difference in tone. When you're switching these components in and out, there's always going to be pop. This is without adding a bunch of additional circuitry that, again, defeats kind of the purpose. That's without the cap. So you get another range in there of what you can do with the amp. It allows you just a little more room to tweak the tone of the amp, the gain of the amp. So studio sessions or different band sessions, it makes the amp, in my opinion, the subtlety of that versatility opens up a whole wide palette of what you can do, what I can do with the amp. And I like that switch. It's very cool. So we're still just dealing with it. Pop in the negative feedback. So we're going to start with the cap. Hear the step down in gain. Negative feedback reduces distortion and gain, but it cleans up the signal of the amp. Now, this amp is not designed, or it was designed to be clean, but it's not really a clean amp. Unless you get that negative feedback in there. So I put it back at 3, the volume at 3, the tone at high noon, so 6.5. So here's a deluxe. Here's the deluxe without that cap. You can hear it's starting to clean up, and then here it is with negative feedback. Then we can bring up. Can't reach that far. Beard flapping there. For a goof, I'm on single coil sound on the Paul Reed ear. And negative feedback is engaged. So with the tube screamer in on the negative feedback setting, the amp vaguely clean, you get a cool honky rock and roll kind of thing. Put in the humbucker, why not? There's just a whole plethora of tone between guitars and the feedback and Cathodyne switches in there, the raw dog, all that stuff. There's a whole world of flexibility in this little booger that I just didn't think it would be this cool. And I don't give a fuck if I sell one or not. This is a cool amp. Anyway. I love not having to answer to anybody when it comes to the shit that I do. I'm going to put the amp back in deluxe land. The tone control is engaged. I'm going to put it on 9. Keeping the volume control on the bright channel at 3. So this, and the tube screamer's off. So we're going to humbucker on the Paul Reed. I'm going to go over into what's labeled the normal channel. I affectionately call it the Abi-Normal channel because I am not a normal human being. I'm my own special unicorn. So this is the other half of the 12AY 7 tube. This is actually now feeding from this other section, so input jack tube, into the other half, which is the bright channel. So it's what they call cascading, feeding one signal into the other, into the other, into the other. Unlike a super lead plexi, when you do the jumper, you're actually feeding your guitar signal parallel. So you're not stacking, you're running parallel. So you can blend in as much bright or as much bass channel as you want and push things a little bit harder that way, whereas the JCM 800 does a cascading thing and you're just grinding stage through stage through stage. It's how we got to like Mesa Boogie and Soldano and Ignator and all these, and Friedman, all these cool high gain, amps. That's cascading. This is cascading. I've also tweaked the values of this channel to give me more rock and roll crunch and rock and roll gain. I'm not going for heavy metal stuff. I don't see anybody in Balfagor playing this amp going, yeah, this is my tone, bro. I see this as a really cool bridge between classic 1950s Fender, tweed stuff, and Marshall Plexi, Marshall Hot Rod and 800 stuff. Pop a tube screamer in the front. Hey, and you're off to the races with a beautiful little 50-watt combo and a 12-inch speaker in it. So anyway, I know I'm yapping a lot, but I want to explain what I'm doing here. So here is the Abi-Normal channel. The gain control for the Abi-Normal channel is at high noon. The volume, master volume now, of the Brilliant channel is still at 3. Tone control's at 9. All right, I'm going back into the bright. So there's a little more hair, a little more grit on the Abi-Normal channel. Tone is still really close. All the rock and roll of the deluxe is in there, baby. We do the raw dog in there. With the tube screamer in there. The gain is still at high noon. I pulled the raw dog, so super single coil, roll off the volume control, and now you got a very control back in because I like the tone control. I'm putting the gain all the way up to 12. This is where I like to live. Single coils, and you roll off the volume control, and you got this glass. And we haven't even put the tube screamer in play yet. I like this amp a lot. Anyway, what a fun little bugger. That is with the tube screamer engaged. That's the gain on 12, volume on 3, tone I back down to 8. The other... play with the negative feedback switch in the back. That's the Abi-Normal channel, single coil pickup, volume down. That's the custom audio mutation Deluxe Tweed, Tweedle Bloober, 5E3, whatever the fuck. 6V6s, 12AY, 12AX7, 12-inch Mojo Tone speaker. This amp is Mojo Tone parts, the cabinet, the speaker, the chassis, and the transformers. Everything else is done by me, so I'm using V-Shape metal film, or like a 1% V-Shape metal film, or maybe metal wound. I'm not 100% certain. They're cute little brown pill ones. I really like them a lot. They just look cool. Using Panasonic coupling capacitors, so really high quality, low noise caps. Using heavy duty V-Shape 3 and 3.5 and 5 watt dropping resistors, screen grid resistors, all the good stuff. There's a bunch of mods that I did. Again, all of these were great suggestions from the Rob Robinette website, so you find him robrobinette.com and look at all the cool stuff he's got on there. He's also a gearhead with cars and stuff. And you know, it's a turret board build that I did. It's not a standard eyelet circuit card. I just like how turrets look. And I was able to minimize the layout and lay out the ground scheme how I wanted. It's a very clean ground system called a Galaxy ground that I learned from Mr. Kevin O'Connor up in Canada from all of his books, the Tons of Tone books. Just kind of want to make sure everyone knows that, you know, it's nothing special, nothing magical. It's just something that I've learned to do, that I love to do, and I'm only selling them because people ask me, like, hey man, can I buy one of those? After I build them for myself in my recording studio. So anyway, yeah, long video, I know, but it's such a cool little amp. It needed the monkey love explanation. So that's it, everybody. If you made it all the way through, congratulations. Leave a comment, like and subscribe. Yeah, I know all that. Hit the bell, ding bell notification. I guess I'm supposed to do that for my business. Anyway, hey, love hearing replies and comments and stuff. Don't be mean about my guitar playing, man. You know, I have feelings too, bro.